Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder. Is there anyone here who's here for the first time? If you are, raise your hand and our ushers will bring you a welcoming gift. Oh, I just heard from our ushers. I was making a false promise. We are out of welcoming gifts. All right, we will have to fix that. Okay. Okay, I think we have one coming. Okay. I'd like to talk to you about a few upcoming events here we have at Unity of Boulder. Coming up this month, we have our summer solstice celebration, which will be led by Norma. We're going to have that outside by our garden, provided that the weather is nice. That'll be June 20th at 8 p.m. And we're going to do a lot of drumming and dancing and chanting. If you have your own hand drum, please bring it. But if not, we've got plenty of drums too. You don't have to sign up for this at all. You can just show up at 8 p.m. on June 20th and celebrate the summer solstice with us. Next up, we're bringing back, it's been a long time since we've had this, our Angel Camp. And that is our summer camp for kids from ages 4 to 9 that we have here all around the property. And it's games and singing and music. We have a talent show at the end of the week. It starts July 15th and goes through the 19th. It's 4 days long. It's from 9 a.m. in the morning till 12:30 in the afternoon. It's $90 per child, or if you have 2 children, it's $145 for both. We have such a good team of people working to make this a fun experience for all the kids. So if you have any kids or you know of any kids who are looking for something to do this summer and have some fun and have a spiritual, entertaining time, please, you can sign up right here in our bookstore or online, so check that out. And last, we have on June 30th, that's a Sunday, that's the last Sunday of this month, we're going to be having a potluck here that everyone's welcome to and invited to join. Please bring a dish to share. It's going to be 4th of July themed. But we are looking for someone who is willing to run the grill to make hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff out here on the patio. So if you know how to run a grill and are interested in helping out in that way, please just let any of us on staff know, and we'll get you set up with the details on that. All right. Thank you very much.
I'd like you to sing with me. If you'd like to stand up and do the motions with me, that would be great. I think that it kind of makes the whole thing happen. I hear all creation calling me to honor and respect all life. I hear the call, I hear the call. All creation calling me to honor and respect all life. I hear the call, I hear the call. I hear the call, I hear the call. One more time. I hear the call, I hear the call. Okay, thank you.
What's this?
We're going to sing our opening hymn.
Oh, go to it.
You could join us if you want.
No, I'll sit this one out.
Here I am you've surrendered now. Thank you.
And now we'd like to welcome back to our stage Rebecca Abraxas. Welcome back, Rebecca.
Thank you very much.
Rebecca here also on the third Friday of every month does a sound circle experience downstairs in the meditation room. It's this Friday. It's 6:30. How long is it?
It goes to about 8:15.
Okay. It's $20 if you pre-register, $25 at the door, and you will leave changed. Rebecca.
This is a healing chant for the fathers today. Enjoy.
Good morning, everyone. Some of you are probably disappointed because Cintisha's not here at the pulpit, but she happens to be away this week attending the Unity Conference, the annual conference at Unity Village. But she will be back in the pulpit next week at 11 o'clock. So you've got me. Let's begin with some facts of life that pertain to those who are aspiring to the enlightened life. We are informed by the Master of Life that the kingdom of God, heaven, is within us. You can read that direct quote in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 17, verse 23. In unity, we know that the word kingdom is best understood as consciousness. So we are not seeking the kingdom of God, a material kingdom, perhaps somewhere beyond the stars or some other dimension after we drop this body. We are seeking the consciousness of God so that we can live in it, from it, in the lives we have before us right now. We know from the Bible and A Course in Miracles that inner peace is the proof that the mind has embraced the consciousness of God. And the opposite of this is true. Conflict, fear, confusion, anxiety, and depression are proof that one's mind is ignorant of the divine consciousness, which also means it abides in the ego-centered thinking of the world. As disciples of Christ, we are daily involved with becoming God-conscious beings while continuing our physical existence in the world. That is, we do not withdraw from the world into a convent, monastery, or ashram. We do not hold the world separate and apart from the consciousness that we're seeking. But we continue our lives and we work out our karma while continuing our lives as physical human beings in this physical, three-dimensional world that we find ourselves. Eckhart Tolle, the Master Eckhart Tolle, is one who has taken to task the ignorance of the mind that denies us God consciousness. That is what we are about doing, is removing the blocks in the mind that block the consciousness of God that is present in every condition, circumstance, moment, and place in the entire world. God is omnipresent everywhere. But the reason why we do not experience that has to do with our own limited thinking. And Eckhart Tolle has taken that to task in developing his spiritual path or journey to this transformation. So can we have this first PowerPoint, please? This is from Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, on page 13, paragraph 3. The mind is a superb instrument if used rightly. Used wrongly, however, it becomes very destructive. To put it more accurately, it is not so much that you use your mind wrongly, you usually don't use it at all. It uses you. This is the disease. You believe that you are your mind. This is the delusion. The instrument has taken you over. Can we have this back again, please? The mind is a superb instrument if used rightly. Used wrongly, however, it becomes very destructive. To put it more accurately, it is not so much that you use your mind wrongly, you usually don't use it at all. The mind, it uses you. This is the disease. You believe that you are your mind. This is the delusion. The instrument has taken you over. And so Tolle's whole approach to this life that we live is an approach that leads to transformation in consciousness. And that's what we are about doing when we practice the truths that we share here in unity. The mind born and raised in the world and the thinking of the world actually thrives on conflict. It thrives on conflict because it embraces the illusionary, ego-centered thinking of the world. And embracing that thinking, one defines himself or herself as a separate body-mind in a world of separate phenomena, separate others. And in that definition, one feels isolated. And isolated in that fashion creates the need for personal aggrandizement to try to glorify yourself in relationship to everything you see around you. But it also brings a torment of fear from everything around you, because everything around you doesn't necessarily appear to have your personal desires, self-interests at heart. And so in that state of consciousness, the initial state in which we are born and raised to perceive ourselves as separate physical bodies in a world of separate phenomena, we usually are motivated by fear, most often motivated by fear. And that's not what the creation is calling us to do. It's calling us to transcend that initial state of consciousness and move into one of harmony and peace. Tolle will go on to say things that are somewhat difficult to handle at first, but he will say things like, there are no real problems. People don't have real problems. So he'll go on to say things like this. Can we have this next PowerPoint? Your life situation exists in time. Your life, however, is now. Your life situation is mind stuff. Your life is real. Find the narrow gate that leads to life. It is called the now. Narrow your life down to this moment. Your life situation may be full of problems. Most life situations are. But find out if you have any problem at this moment. Not tomorrow or in 10 minutes, but now. Do you have a problem now? Can we take this back again, please? Your life situation exists in time. Your life, however, is now. Your life situation is mind stuff. Your life is real. Find the narrow gate that leads to life. It is called the now. Narrow your life down to this moment. Your life situation may be full of problems. Most life situations are. But find out if you have any problem at this moment. Not tomorrow or in 10 minutes, but now. Do you have a problem now? And the answer is, we actually do not. You see, when we practice this whole concept of living the now, it takes practice, by the way, we actually encounter the only reality. And by encountering that reality where the mind is not conjecturing, not planning, not pasting, oh, this is taking place, I don't know how I let that happen, not futuring, oh God, what's this going to take place? And it's not doing any of that. You're simply embracing the conditions in the now moment. And there's nothing there that is a problem. Whatever is there, it might be frivolous and just worthy to discard as giving it any thought, or it might be something that requires action immediately for you to take. But it doesn't involve conjecture about what could happen, or what did happen in the past, or what might happen, or what should have happened, or who's to blame, or why am I like this, or why does this keep happening to me? All of that thinking belongs to the realm of the illusion-driven idea of separation. It's an illusionary concept of life that we were born and raised in, yes. But you see, it is set up in such a way that we should see the error in it, for it does not provide harmony, healing, peace. To seeing the error in it that it doesn't do that, and that's really what the soul, each of us, is seeking, then there must be something necessary, something more to be done, and that is transformation. Transforming the mind from its initial state of awareness to the enlightened state of consciousness, which we call God consciousness. Some people have said that the Master Eckhart Tolle lacks sensitivity in the way that he is so direct when he says things about or to those people who are still in the world consciousness and struggling with their fears. So I'm going to share a video with you now that is a typical Eckhart Tolle counseling session, and you decide whether or not you think he's insensitive, that his approach, which is very direct, is too insensitive. Can we have this video, please?
Carlisle referred me.
Oh, yes. Still being buried alive in a box.
Yes, that's me. Should I lay down?
Oh, no, we don't do that anymore. Just have a seat. And let me tell you a bit about our billing. I charge $5 for the first 5 minutes, and then absolutely nothing after that. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Too good to be true, as a matter of fact.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that our session won't last the full 5 minutes. Now, we don't do any insurance billing, so you would either have to pay in cash or by check.
Wow, okay.
And I don't make change.
All right.
And go.
Go.
Well, tell me about the problem that you wish to address.
Oh, okay. Well, I have this fear of being buried alive in a box. I start thinking about being buried alive and I begin to panic.
Has anyone ever tried to bury you alive in a box?
No, but truly thinking about it does make my life horrible. I mean, I can't go through tunnels or be in an elevator or in a house, anything boxy.
So what you're saying is you're claustrophobic.
Yes, that's it.
All right, well, let's go, Catherine. I'm going to say 2 words to you right now. I want you to listen to them very, very carefully. Then I want you to take them out of the office with you and incorporate them into your life.
Well, shall I write them down?
Well, if it makes you comfortable, it's just 2 words. We find most people can remember them.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, you're there. Stop it!
Sorry?
Stop it!
Stop it?
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T.
So, what are you saying?
You know, it's funny. I say 2 simple words, and I cannot tell you the amount of people who say exactly the same thing you're saying. I mean, this is not Yiddish, Catherine. This is English. Stop it.
So, I should just stop it.
There you go. I mean, you don't want to go through life being scared of being buried alive in a box, do you? I mean, that sounds frightening.
Yes.
Then stop it.
I can't. I mean, it's been with me since childhood.
No, we don't go there. Just stop.
So I should just stop being afraid of being buried alive in a box.
You got it. Good go. Well, it's only been 3 minutes, so that will be $3.
But I only have a 5, so.
Well, I don't make change.
guess I'll take the full 5 minutes.
Fine. All right. Well, what other problems would you like to address?
I'm bulimic. I stick my fingers down my throat.
Stop it! None of some kind? Don't do that.
But I'm compelled to. My mom used to call me fatty.
No, we don't go there.
But I've been having this dream.
No, we don't go there either.
But my horoscope did say...
We definitely don't go there. Just stop it. What else?
Well, I have self-destructive relationships with men.
Stop it! You want to be with a man, don't you?
Yes.
Well, then stop it. Don't be such a big baby.
I wash my hands a lot.
That's all right.
It is?
I wash my hands all the time. There's a lot of germs out there. Yeah, don't worry about that one.
I'm afraid to drive.
Well, stop it! How are you going to get around? Get in the car and drive, you kook. Stop it!
Stop it! You stop it!
What's the problem, Kathy?
I don't like this. I don't like this therapy at all. You're just telling me to stop it.
And you don't like that?
No, I don't.
So you think we're moving too fast? Is that it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right, then let me give you 10 words that I think will clear everything up for you. You want to get a pad and a pencil for this one?
All right.
Are you ready? All right, here are the 10 words. Stop it, or I'll bury you alive in a box.
For the record, that was not Eckhart Tolle. I have to say that because I sometimes get into trouble with my sense of humor being somewhat bizarre. I really had a caustic attack from someone who was new to the congregation when I was telling Eckhart Tolle's Dark Night story when he actually dropped out of life, and he spent, about 2 years doing nothing except he'd go to the park quite often and sit there and just feed the pigeons while he contemplated the meaning of life, because he just completely lost touch with anything that made any sense to him. And while I tell that story sometimes, I jokingly say, and of course, he would always capture 2 pigeons in his trap to take home for supper. So I don't do that anymore, because I had somebody from the congregation who was new said, Jack, I think that's really unfair because you besmirched his reputation and everything by saying that. I said, you assume that it is so obvious that he never did trap pigeons and take them home for supper, but it's not that clear. So I'm saying to you now, and those of you who are watching live stream, that was not Eckhart Tolle. Don't call me, don't send a letter, don't send your lawyer. However, Tolle's point that there are no real problems derives from a bedrock truth that living in the now moment, there are no problems to mull over. Because as I said, and as Tolle says repeatedly, in the now moment, if you can discipline yourself to live there, that which arises will either be frivolous and simply worthy to be discarded. In other words, it's just some conditions that have arisen that are not meaningful enough to even be bothered with thinking about, and you discard them. And then the other side of that might be some conditions that arise that need you to do something directly then, in the now. Not anything that you have to contemplate, sit and have concerns over and have negative emotions about, worrying about maybe coming, when will it happen, or pasting about something that has already happened. What this philosophy of Tolle's is about doing is training the awareness to be present. And when we do that, what happens is we quiet the incessant thinking of the mind, which is based on the illusion of separation, and then the core truth at the core of our being reveals to us what is appropriate in this moment, what is necessary in this moment only. And when we actually start to live like that, we will have such harmony, such peace, because we will actually be doing, finally, the divine will of our Creator, who is the creation. Our Creator is the creation we call life. Let me explain how we have been in the process of isolating ourselves from that reality. When you get up in the morning and leave your apartment or your house, you go out in that initial state of consciousness, in the awareness that you're separate from everyone and everything that you will encounter during that day. And that's an ego-centered idea. That is the main egocentric idea of the entire collective consciousness of the world. But it is an illusion. You'll see life change very much and very quickly if you understand when you step out of your door in the morning to meet the people, conditions, and circumstances that you'll be meeting. They are all part of you. They are one with you. I know this is a difficult thing to take in at first. It's difficult to understand that conditions and circumstances that you call your life do not rise separate and apart from you. The conditions and circumstances that you call life do not rise separate and apart from you. They rise with you. Every moment to moment to moment, your consciousness is being revealed in everything you're meeting and how you are meeting it. And if you don't like what you're meeting, then it's necessary to take to task your own awareness. If you seriously want to improve your life, you have to find a way to transcend the initial illusion in which you were born and raised, the illusion of separation, which gives rise to the idea of ego. And the ego is only involved in glorifying its personal idea of things, myself, or in a state of fear and concern over those things that might happen or could happen that will interfere with my personal expectations. When you grow into the spiritual ideal of being God conscious, nothing will be able to toss you to and fro or take you down, depress you, make you concerned or afraid. Because you will be looking as God awareness. You'll be looking from the truth. That is, there is only God. There is only God. And you'll come to recognize that all of one's fretting and fearing and trying to avoid that which you don't like and embrace that which you do like will be futile. You may have moments where you do have your personal expectations met, but they will not last long, and then you'll have still problem after problem. So it will seem to you that life is just a matter of problem, and only solving problems. The real underlying problem is that we are attempting to solve those conditions and problems we perceive without having access to the intelligence of the omnipresent God that creates everything. We don't have that access because we live in the illusion which blocks the idea of being divine in awareness. So I can say this to you. If you don't get anything else, this might be a little bit heavy at first, but if you take it seriously enough to practice it to a certain degree, you'll start to move into a life worth living, truly worth living. And at some point, you'll move into an awareness where you will recognize what Jesus said is, I and the Father are one. And I always do what is pleasing to the Father. All right, so that's a lot to take in, but you should know it is the only true path to the enlightened life, which is what we are actually seeking. And I can give you an example of how the mind contrives problems. It enjoys the idea to a certain degree. It has, it's fixated on problems, and it's fixated on attempts to solve them. And you might solve some problems. Certainly, Tolle doesn't discard the mind as a valuable instrument in solving certain problems. But what he is saying is that we don't use the mind. The mind is using us. It's been conditioned in a limited way to perceive in terms of separation. And so we will never be able to come into that divine place of harmony, healing, and peace. I'll give you an example of this. When I started my spiritual journey way back when in New York City, Norm and I started to attend the tiny little, rather dilapidated center. It was a dilapidated apartment that served as a center for those people seeking to understand the Edgar Cayce readings and the truths that came out of the Edgar Cayce readings. And it was part of the Association for Research and Enlightenment. We would spend sometimes Wednesday evenings and then all day Saturday and some parts and sometimes all day Sunday at this center with maybe about 30 or 40 people that were seeking the truths related in the Edgar Cayce readings. And we would do dream group discussions. In other words, we'd do dream interpretation, which came through the Edgar Cayce readings. And then we would also do some regular discussions, and then we would have meditation together. Well, while we were doing these group discussions, we had a gal back then whose name was Sheila. And she would sit down and she would unload all the terrible things that were happening to her in her life. And she called it, her karma. She had a lot of bad karma, according to her, that kept her from ever getting a job and keeping a job, from having any true relationship with anyone. She had a marriage for a short time and that broke up, and her entire family has turned against her. And she's always had some kind of illness or disease that she's always working with, some doctors. And her life was just miserable because of the karma she had. And she believed that this karma was the result of having lived a past life as an evil queen in which she persecuted those people who she didn't like and actually had people executed that in some way or other didn't like her. Well, she would always be on that trip, depressed, angry, anxious, afraid. Her life was a mess, a train wreck. And so you couldn't get into discussion with her. She'd just go on. And nothing anybody said or anybody tried, not all the counseling she had gotten from the people in that group ever changed her mind that she was plagued by this bad karma. Until one evening, she went and attended a guru that was speaking at a large venue in New York City. It might have been Madison Square Garden, I don't know. But there were thousands or maybe even more people there. And when it was over and he was done speaking, she managed to get to him, to get up in his face. I don't know if she just plowed her way through the crowd or she snuck in the stage door and got him in his dressing room. But she got a hold of this guru and she started to lay on him all of her bad karma. And he said to her, "Hold it. Just give me your karma. I'll work it out." This is a true story. The guru said to her, "Give me your karma. I'm going to work it out. You don't have to deal with it anymore." And believe it or not, she was a completely changed person. After she told us that story in the group, and after that, everything she said had a positive slant to it. She was actually able to find a job, and she was getting on better with her family. Things were going better for her. Her health was improving. It was an amazing transformation she made because this guru said to her, "Give me your karma, I'll work it out." Unfortunately, the guru died 2 days later from an overdose of karma. That's not true. The true story ends with the fact that she was transformed by this guru telling her that he would take on her karma. And so you see how the mind is so powerful in its ability to make us think and feel a certain way. It's incumbent upon us not to just accept life as this conditions and circumstances that are just filled with problems, so many of which we can't solve. There always seems to be something more coming. And we have to learn how to get back to the present, where the awareness of the divine exists. And we will resonate beautifully when we're able to put away this illusion of separation. The illusion of there being a past that is causing all this, or the illusion of a future of things that might happen to me. We let that go. We rest that. And we become willing to be in the present moment, doing what is appropriate only in that present moment, and finding our guidance complete and fulfilling, for we have entered into God consciousness. I'm going to conclude this with a quote from A Course in Miracles workbook. A Course in Miracles, again, is unapologetically direct in what it's attempting to reveal to us. It's not hemming or hawing about anything. It's directly explaining the truth. Can we have this PowerPoint, please? A problem cannot be solved if you do not know what it is. Even if it is really solved already, you will still have the problem because you will not recognize that it has been solved. This is the situation of the world, the problem of separation, which is really the only problem, has already been solved. Yet the solution is not recognized because the problem is not recognized. Can we take this back again? Go back to the first point. A problem cannot be solved if you do not know what it is. Even if it is really solved already, you will still have the problem because you will not recognize that it has been solved. This is the situation of the world. The problem of separation, which is really the only problem, has already been solved. Yet the solution is not recognized because the problem is not recognized. Here it is. very short and clear. There is only one problem that any of us have, and that is the problem of separation, that we perceive life in terms of separation. And here's the answer, if you're willing to accept it. The separation does not exist. It does not exist. As I said, the world you are living in, and no two people are living in the same world, is the world you enter every day. But if you enter it in an illusion that it is separate from you, you will create mind-made suffering. You will have attitudes toward certain others that don't seem to have the same beliefs or understanding that you have, and you believe them stupid, or you'll have conditions and circumstances that you hate because they don't go along with your personal point of view. You'll look at how the world is going and you'll be upset by it because it is just a travesty of insanity. And as it goes, it goes, it goes. That's the world you enter in the illusion of separation. But if you were to open your awareness and begin to practice living in the now moment and being appropriate to only that which the now moment seems to indicate, you would have aligned yourself with the mind of God. And immediately, all that seems to be taking place that is not in keeping with seems to be right or true or just, all of that, listen to it. Listen. You don't have some priest standing on your shoulder telling you if you want to be right with God and someday you'll drop the body, you'll go to heaven if you forgive. You don't need that. Because once you start to live in the awareness of reality, that there is only God, you'll be willing to forgive the seeming injustices, limitations, and conditions that arise with you, not apart or separate from you. They arise with you. That's your consciousness. And the person sitting next to you has a different consciousness that arises with that person. They may be similar in this way or that way. You may agree on certain difficulties or injustices, but the fact of the matter is, your consciousness is your calling. If you don't like how you are meeting life, if you have no harmony, have no peace of mind, if you have no joy and you find it incapable of really feeling love toward life, it is because you are still deluded. You're still operating from the initial state of consciousness in which you were conditioned to believe yourself to be separate from that which you are encountering in life. Period.
Don't you need to really say that unless you sit down every day and meditate, that means nothing. You have to turn yourself over to reading something holy, lead you into the sounds and silence. And through prayer and meditation, you can have the strength to see that. But if you don't meditate, you keep walking around with your head cut off.
Okay.
And I'm talking to myself also.
Uh,
I'm an example.
can you say that part about meditation again? I want to write it down. Okay, you heard it from my higher self. What else can be said? Let's just take a few minutes for meditation. Just take a couple of deep breaths. As you release the breath, allow yourself to be here. I know there may be other things you're thinking about getting to today, but that's the trap. Just allow yourself to be here, breathing, taking in the peace, opening your mind to the insight of this particular mantra. That's all we do when we meditate, is we're relaxing the preconditioned mind and bringing into focus the truth, so that the mind will become more and more open to being present in the awareness of God. So gently bring to mind this particular mantra. Having no imagined separate self, with no imagined needs, only love is given, only love received. Having no imagined separate self, with no imagined needs, only peace is given, only peace received. Having no imagined separate self, with no imagined special needs or fears or desires or demands, only love then is given. Only love then is received. Only love. Only love. As we go forth from this meditation to those places we seemingly occupy in time and space, let us go forth with a greater determination to be awake in the process of living. For this opportunity and every moment, we give thanks. And to this we say, Amen. We will take an offering for unity now. And let me wish you all a happy Father's Day. It's a great day to celebrate your father. And those of you that are watching online, you can scroll down to the place that says donate. If you're watching on our website, in the right-hand corner there's a little tag that says make a donation. You can hit that and give you the opportunity to donate through Venmo, PayPal. Those of you that are here, on your handout you have a QR code that you can use to make a donation to PayPal or Venmo. So, right here and now we bring to mind and into our hands this gift we'd like to make to Unity of Boulder. And let us bless it with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. have Rebecca Braxis sharing her incredible music with us once again.
Lying in the tall grass, looking at the stars with their shining eyes, I start to think to myself, what did I come here to be? Am I missing the mark with being me? Did I choose to come here? Did I jump in with no fear? Something, somehow, someone said yes to life. Something, somehow, someone said I'll fly my kite. I'm jumping in, I'm ready for the prize. Something, somehow, someone said I'll trust this life. Sometimes I hear myself yell with anger and regret in my private hell. Can I take back all of me, all the times my anger had to scream? Then I hear the silence say to me, trust life and life trusts you. There's nothing to undo. Something, somehow, someone said yes to life. Something, somehow, someone said I'll fly my kite. I'm jumping in, I'm ready for the prize. Something, somehow, someone said I'll trust this life. Yes to the love, yes to the contrast, yes to the reasons I stay, I run, I pray. Something, somehow, someone said yes to life. Something, somehow, someone said I'll fly my kite. I'm jumping in, I'm ready for the prize. Something, somehow, someone said I'll trust this life. Something, somehow, someone said yes to life. Something, somehow, someone said I'll fly my kite. I'm jumping in, I'm ready for the prize. Something, somehow, someone said I'll trust this life. And thank you to all the fathers that trusted life enough to have us.
Well, thank you all for showing up here. I'm not going to hold a group meeting in the back as Cintisha always does. I do my group meetings following the 9 a.m. service. And the reason why I only do the group meeting at the 9 a.m. service is because we had both services tested, and it was discovered that the second service has a medium IQ of 20 points higher than the people in the first service. So I can't hold a discussion group. I only do it at the 9 a.m. service. All right? So let's all sing our way in conclusion. Let there be peace on earth. And as you sing this, rise and just allow your awareness be around the Gaza right now and Ukraine. Just let this truth in song go out to those two areas in our world. I'll take your hand. Stand back. Let there be peace. Oh, you want to get circle up? Okay.
We can come
All right,
up
circle up. They're getting used to it. Cintisha does this.
let's move it up a little bit. Get closer to things.
I like Jack's arm on his shoulder.
What?
Oh,
It's going to work. You're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Wow, we're going to do it. Okay.
Well,
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyful song. To take and live in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
so it is. So it is.
Release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release in the spirit and my heart. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith